I was surprised to see so many comments confused about who Jon Snow's father really is, but I think the show is saving a clear reveal for Season 7 with a flashback. But quick answer, no, it's not a mystery. It's Rhaegar Targaryen, the brother of Daenerys and the son of the Mad King Aerys II. A lot of people thought it was Aerys that had the child with Lyanna, but no, it was his son, making Jon the nephew of Daenerys. Jon and Daenerys being around the same age is where a lot of the confusion came from. Rhaegar just happened to be 25 years older. Aerys and his sister wife Rhaella had lots of trouble having children. So let me go over the entire story of Rhaegar and Lyanna to clear up any confusion. Rhaegar was pretty much the typical perfect prince, who was good at everything he did and loved by everyone. But since this is George Martin's story, there was a lot more to him than just that. He was a pretty quiet guy who was into reading and obsessed with a specific prophecy. He was a skilled fighter, but loved playing his harp more than sword fighting. He never bothered with learning how to fight until he believed that he was the prince that was promised. He read a scroll that convinced him that he needed to become a warrior. Eventually, he married Elia Martell, the sister of Oberyn, and had 2 children with her, Rhaenys and Aegon. Elia Martell never had the best health and almost died giving birth to Aegon. Having another child would have killed her. Rhaegar then believed it was his son who was the prince that was promised and not him. Rhaegar was naming his children after Aegon the Conqueror and his sister wife. When his son Aegon was born, he said, "There must be one more, and the dragon has 3 heads." This is most likely referring to him needing to have one more child to fulfill the prophecy. Aegon the Conqueror conquered Westeros with his 2 sister wives. They were the original 3-headed dragon. As crazy as his obsession with this prophecy sounds, it's understandable since in this story, visions of the future with the use of magic is real. After winning the tourney of Harrenhal, Rhaegar declares Lyanna Stark, who was attending the tourney, the Queen of Love and Beauty, a title that should have went to his wife. This was a clear sign of Rhaegar looking to find someone else to have that last child with. It was a year later that Lyanna disappeared with Rhaegar, and everyone believed he kidnapped her. This causes Robert's rebellion, who was betrothed to marry her by the way, and by the end of the rebellion, Robert Baratheon would have his revenge on Rhaegar. We never see him in the story because they fought in single combat where Robert drove his warhammer into Rhaegar's chest, killing him. Rhaegar hid Lyanna in the Tower of Joy and Dorne, where she gave birth to Jon Snow, with 3 Kingsguard watching over them. They couldn't protect her from the complications she experienced while giving birth to Jon. She died moments after Ned found where they had been the entire time, but not before asking Ned to make one promise. It's not clearly said, but what can be heard is her saying protect him and that Robert would kill him. But why would they go through all of this trouble? There was no way they could foresee a war that would destroy the Targaryen family and kill countless, but they knew this was reckless. This aligned with Lyanna's personality. She was nicknamed the She-Wolf after all, but this isn't something Rhaegar would do. The two probably knew each other more than people believe, since Rhaegar was ordered by his paranoid father to figure out the identity of some mystery knight during the tourney at Harrenhal. This mystery knight is believed to be Lyanna Stark, hiding her identity so she can participate in the tourney. Rhaegar tells his father that he couldn't find the mystery knight, but knowing how smart he was, he probably found out and confronted Lyanna. Their exchange must have left an impact on him, since it led to him giving her the Winter Roses and the title of Queen of Love and Beauty. Them most likely falling in love still is not reason enough for them running off together. Rhaegar truly believed he needed to fulfill the prophecy in order to save the world, and if Jon does turn out to be the prince who was promised and defeats the Night King, maybe it was all worth it. Daenerys and Jon are most likely 2 of the 3 heads of the dragon prophesized. The 3rd and final head of the dragon is a fairly big debate between fans, with some believing that the prophecy doesn't even have to come true. The way I see it is, if all of Daenerys' dragons are alive during the War for Dawn, it only makes sense that they each have a rider. In the books, a character named Young Griff has revealed his identity to be the believed dead son of Rhaegar, Aegon Targaryen. During Robert's rebellion, it was believed that Elia Martell and both her children were murdered. If he does turn out to be the real Aegon, or even if he is a fake with Targaryen blood, he could be the last rider needed. Game of Thrones creators decided to leave this part out to simplify the show, And I don't think there was ever mention of a promised prince being a dragon with 3 heads. So they'll probably just stick with Dany and Jon, with Bran controlling the last. You guys can let me know what you think of Rhaegar's decisions in the comments. Ironic how him deciding to have another child led to the death of his other child. But strangely enough, the Mad King referred to his dead daughter Rhaenys as smelling Dornish. Maybe she didn't have the traits to be a dragon after all. Thanks for watching, and if you haven't subscribed already, you can go ahead and do that. All likes are appreciated, and I'll see you guys next week for another Game of Thrones video.